where do I begin? Okay, my thoughts on, the first three Spy Kid films. I actually like the first one. I like second one. I love the third one. Never got to hate, but I think it's decent enough of a send off. And then you have the fourth one, which is, well, I'd rather just not talk about that one. But even that one, I would say, is better than what they tried to do here. Because at least, you know, better acting. It wasn't a remake or didn't try to homage to the original that I remember. But this movie, it's co-written with his son, but Robert Rodriguez, who did the first four Spy Kid films, he also did Shark Boy and Lava Girl. He did We Can Be Heroes, which is it's supposed to be a sequel to Shark Boy and Lava Girl, kind of. It's not really, or a spin-off, which is dumb. So he's done. I believe he also did Machete, which I seen back in the day snippets of. I don't remember liking it. But yeah, this movie. You have Zachary Levi, who plays Shazam in, the Shazam DC films. Even he couldn't save this for what he was given. Like, I mean, the message of don't cheat in video games or whatever. Try to find honest way of doing things. I'm like, the world is ending, and we're worried about saving it in a non exciting, well, not exciting, but non emergency way. And it also rips off Game Over, Spy Kids 3 Game Over plot, if you want to get technical with this. It literally rips off that plot of a video game. They go in a video game to save the world at the end, basically. Because pretty much the whole movie is Zachary Levi and Gina Rodriguez. They play parents to these other two kids, Tango, Tony Tango and Patty Tango. And I'm sorry, but they're like the kids in this, their acting was fine. It wasn't. I mean, I was getting some chuckles at some of the humor in this, or maybe it was the line delivery, I guess, or just how it was said. I don't know, but like it's not. I would just say their acting wasn't up to par with Junie or Carmen. But yeah, I mean it deals with, you have them pretty much this when the children of the world's greatest secret agents unwittingly pretty much help a powerful game developer who wants revenge, such as the one in Game Over, but he wants revenge, so he unleashes a computer virus that gives him control of all technology in the world. And pretty much the kids must become spies to save their parents and the world. And they have to... I love how the bad guy, what he does, he locks out everybody through his video game thing, where you have to actually beat a level to even unlock your car, your smart house, or whatever, whatever you have that's, tech oriented. I'm like, okay. But like the whole villain, or the whole plot of this is basically they know that their parents are spies after a minute. When the bad guys attack their home, then the kids are sent off to a safe house, just like in the original. And then what happens, except it's not bad guys that infiltrate the safe house, it's actually OSS. But then the OSS gets broken into, and then the kids are off to save their parents, so they go visit the bad guy, and then they break into his lair, just like in the first one. I'm like, you can just watch the 2001 classic Spy Kids, which, again, that had a way better plot. Granted, it was a parody, pretty much, of spy films, but you know what? At least it was its own thing at the end of the day, and it had better acting and better villains, because at least better looking villains, because you had the thumb people, I forget what they're called, the walking thumbs, or you had the robot android kids, clones of the Spy Kids, which was cool. You don't get none of that here. You get generic. You get skeletons, which also, that's even a ripoff of Lost Island of Lost Dreams, where you have Junie and Carmen fighting skeletons from the cave of gold or whatever, or treasure, I mean. So you have that, which, whatever. I guess you can say I really, I don't like this movie. I don't hate it, but at the same time, I don't like it. I don't know what really there is to like about this, because it's basically the same movie as the first one, just, you know, things switched around a bit. Where the kids here seem like, I guess they're younger than what Junie and Carmen were. But I don't know, even like the discovery of their parents being spies was more cool back in the original, where you thought, wow, that's really cool, whereas here, like, the kids are like, wow, that's awesome, when they're at the safe house or whatever. I love the one scene where you would think that they're poor or something, like their house, because, like, the way these kids react to bunk beds at the safe house, this is like, wow, a bunk bed, or whatever they said, a comfy bed. I'm like, what? You have your own beds at home. Or you did until the bad guys broke in. But still, like, like, some of the dialogue in this is kind of really not anything to run home about. It's shot fine. It's not shot in, low budget or anything. Really, the CGI is whatever. I really hope they don't greenlight a sequel to this, because it sucked. And of course, Netflix had to greenlight this, because, yeah, you don't have anything else better to greenlight or get funded. We have to fund this film, but we can't get actual good films funded for that app or whatever. But yeah, the whole message of just over the head. I can see people complaining about the messaging in this, whereas I get it. It's bad to cheat in video games. It's bad to cheat in life or whatever. Go to the easy, quick route, but sometimes you have to. But even here, like, they were, remember, Tony, you can't beat the main bad guy, hacker guy, who caused Armageddon literally in the world and enslaved everybody through his video game. No, we can't beat him in, actual beating him. We have to do it in a nice way and, an honest way. I'm like, wow. Even, like, there's a point where the dad, intervenes and tries to help his son fight the guy, and even the son literally blocks his dad's attack. I'm like, wow. I can't do this, Dad. I can't cheat, Dad. I gotta do this on my own. I'm like, again, you literally have a clock counting down the seconds or minutes of, them being locked out of the game, and where this guy can completely overrun everything in the world, I guess. But no, we're gonna, beat them with honesty or whatever. And even the ending where even the ending's weird, with the bad guys coming into the video game enemies coming into the real world, where I guess they're Serbians or whatever, or, real now, I guess, which is whatever. And the bad guy's punishment, he gets no jail time. He's gonna get, I guess, so I guess you can say he got punished in a way, but not really, because it seemed like, because he's like, when they're gonna take him away, okay, you're gonna go into the game, you're gonna go in the video game and beat it, and then you'll be set free or whatever, or you'll serve your trial or punishment. I'm like, what? This guy, literally, I don't care if I'm spoiling the movie, I don't recommend this one. I really don't. I recommend the first three, and all the other films like Shark Boy and Lava Girl, even though the effects aren't really, amazing, but I'd rather watch that I'd rather watch the fourth one than this one. Because again, at least that one, you actually had Carmen Junie come back for a little bit towards the end, I believe. So, but here, they just let the bad guy, I guess, they let him out of the video game after he beat the game, which I'm like, what's there to beat? Because you beat, the kid who beat him is the Tony kid, and I don't get it. So, what enemies? Because it seems like all the enemies are out of the video game, but okay. And then we see him dressed up as a jester in the town on breaking news or whatever, on the news channel or whatever. I'm like, what? This movie's dumb. So annoyingly dumb, and a pointless reboot, remake, which I'm calling it a remake, and whatever. Because again, it's basically the first film, it's the third film, and they even reference the fourth one where they have a line, "We have all the time in the world," or whatever. I swear there's a thing where either the Patty character says it or the Tony kid says it, but yeah, I don't recommend this movie at all. Just no.